United Nations UN leaders welcomed the Nobel Peace Prize awarded Friday to the International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons, a recognition that appears particularly poignant at a time of rising nuclear threats from North Korea. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres congratulated ICAN following the announcement. "Now more than ever we need a world without nuclear weapons," Guterres wrote in a tweet. A statement from his spokesman's office noted that nuclear anxieties are at the highest level since the Cold War and stressed the urgency to do all we can to end the threat of a nuclear nightmare. ICAN's win comes at a time when everyone really realizes the danger that we are all living in terms of a nuclear peril, UN Disarmament Chief Izumi Nakamitsu told a news conference. Citing the Nobel Committee's announcement, Nakamitsu noted the danger posed by the North Korean nuclear crisis, asserting that it is an urgent priority for the world to move toward the elimination of nuclear weapons. She also thanked the tireless and heroic efforts by Hibakusha, or Japanese victims of the atomic bombings in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Their efforts to share their stories across the world, using words understood only by those who experienced the bombing, helped create a basic foundation for the UN nuclear arms ban treaty, she said. Despite fiery rhetoric and threats of a nuclear conflict emanating from the war of words between the US and North Korea over the past year, the movement to delegitimize the weapons has pushed forward in step. Treaty negotiations were held over the course of a few months and led by non-nuclear countries, Hibakusha and outspoken civil society groups with ICAN at the forefront. The Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons was agreed on by 122 countries at UN headquarters July 7. More than 50 have signed since it opened for signature last month, but only a handful have ratified it. No nuclear powers have signed, nor have any countries covered under their extended nuclear umbrella, suggesting that it is not realistic to abandon a strategy of nuclear deterrence in the current security environment. Representatives from nuclear powers, the US, the UK and France, have also outwardly rejected the treaty, declaring in a joint statement that they do not intend to sign, ratify or ever become party to it. At a meeting of the First Committee, the UN panel tasked with handling disarmament issues, North Korean Ambassador Ja Song-nam suggested that Pyongyang agrees with the primary focus of the nuclear weapons ban treaty, but cannot accede to it because of Washington's nuclear threat and blackmail. The disapproval and rejection on the part of nuclear weapon states, including the US, and the military allies, cast a gloomy shadow on the prospects of the treaty, Ja said. In a statement on the Nobel win, ICAN slammed the argument that nuclear weapons provide security as misguided and dangerous, suggesting that such an argument incites proliferation instead. Any nation that seeks a more peaceful world, free from the nuclear menace, will sign and ratify this crucial accord without delay, the statement said. The specter of nuclear conflict looms large once more, the organization said. If ever there were a moment for nations to declare their unequivocal opposition to nuclear weapons, that moment is now.